talking about the home victory. So it means that Central African Republic will have to score close to 10 goals. If they had to beat the Nigerians or to the next stage qualification ticket. So of course, I'm expecting the Falconers to score more goals today. If you can score 7 goals away from home, I don't think there's anything that should stop you bearing any last minute complacency on the part of the Falconers. I see them scoring more goals against these ladies in Lagos. So let's just wait and then see how it gets to pan out. I'm hoping for a big win, maybe 3-0, 4-0 win once again for the Falconers. They've shown they are capable. Over the years, they've done well. They've always attended the FIFA Under-20 World Cup since it started. So this one, I don't think it will be any difference from the ones they've attended.
Yeah, I expect the Falconets to win this match comfortably. I mean, if you win 7-0 at home, the least we should be 7-0 away from home. The least we should be expecting, although it was something of a neutral venue for both teams because Central African Republic had to play in Cameroon. The least we should expect will be 10-0 when you play at home, but I think they will know that the job is done and basically just maybe take things easy. So we might not have up to that, but I'll be delighted if they can go for double digits and beat Central African Republic at least 10-0 to kind of demoralize even the main team that will be playing against the Super Eagles tomorrow. So honestly, when it comes to women's football, I don't think we have any issues. It's just that with what has been going on in recent years, we seem to have relaxed, or we are no longer doing those things that made us number one, which was to ensure that players are only selected on merit. Sometimes we tend to use sentiments to select players, and you wonder why that is the case, as we have seen from the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament, from the final of the ITO Cup that we watched here in Benin City, from what we've seen women footballers do across the country. We know that we've got the quality. Omo Love Branch was with us here yesterday, and she said she was disappointed at the performance of the Super Falcons when they played against South Africa. And she even called her teammate Anne Chejene, who is part of the technical setup of the team, and she told her, look, I don't understand why these guys playing this way, and are these the very best that you can get on current form? Are these the best players that you can get? And what to really ask some questions: are these Falcons, are they 100% committed to playing for the Super for Nigeria at this moment? I'm not questioning their patriotism. I'm just saying maybe at the moment they need to relax a bit. Perhaps when it comes to the qualifiers and matches like the Aisha Buhari Cup, we should have given opportunity to other players, not the established ones, because clearly Asisat Oshola wasn't in that competition.
Sure.
And the same Asisat Oshola is at Barcelona Feminine and doing great stuff. Yesterday she scored and got an assist against Arsenal. So you wonder what was happening. The first match she played back at Barcelona, she scored a brace. And you got to ask, is there a problem? So what's going on? Why is it that these players are so good for their clubs, and when they come to play for Nigeria, you wonder? I've been asking, where's that Asisat Oshola that we know? Because sometimes when things are not even going right for the Super Falcons, Asisat will just take the game by the scruff of the neck, get the ball in midfield and just run her way through, dazzle everybody and score a goal. But it's been long that we saw that from the captain of the team. So women's football, I don't think we have any issue, and I think we are seeing it from the Super Falcons, and we should be ready to promote these girls to the Super Falcons if we can see that clearly they need to give competition to the players that are there. So I hope that the Super Falcons will see what the Falconets are doing and feel that, okay, my place in the national team is not guaranteed if I do not do very well. If I do not lift my game, then somebody younger than me is going to take over. And once a younger person takes your place, it's maybe goodbye forever, because you are not thinking, oh, this person is older, he will retire, he or she will retire before me. Once the person is younger than you and the person is ahead of you on the pecking order, then maybe you just know that your time is up in that team. So I believe the Falconers will win comfortably and move on.
All right, looking at the guests that did wonderfully well in the first leg, the goals came from Mercy Idoko, Esther Oyenezide, Joy Jerry, Deborah Abiodun, Taiwo Lawa, and Yena Ado. I hope all these players will replicate such same form today at the Mobolaji Justice Stadium. The winner will meet the winner between Egypt and DR Congo in the next round. And for that game, the first leg in Cairo ended 1-1 with the second leg in Kinshasa on Saturday. So whoever wins will meet the Super Falcons, because with the way it is almost done and dusted. Okay, they arrived in Lagos yesterday, so we are waiting for that game today. Meanwhile, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, they have appointed Nafisa Sani from Niger Republic as the center referee for today's game, and she will be assisted by compatriots Howard Duno Musa, assistant referee 1, Priska Danieta from Ivory Coast, second assistant, and another Nigerian, Zuwera Sule, as fourth official. Sudato Jalo Kakaba from Cameroon is the match commissioner, while Dr. Abdurrahman Salami of Nigeria is medical doctor. Okay, that's what to expect. So keep rooting for our guests to do very well as our men prepare for tomorrow's game. Okay, looking at the men's team camp, yesterday they had their first training section, and the momentum in camp is really high, and the camaraderie as well. So the players are bonding well, and they are looking happy and looking ready to meet the opponents from the Central African Republic. But what we are hearing, I hope that doesn't affect the team's play, because it's not really nice, the fact that the technical advisor has not been paid 8 months, though there's something on the pipeline on how they're going to pay him. But for the bonuses and allowance, we are told that after the game, against the Central African Republic, they are still going to pay the bonuses and allowances. But hopefully, we hope that they settle the wages of the Franco-German.
Look, it is wrong, very, very wrong for you to owe somebody who has done his job. Yeah. If you do not like the person, you don't like the job that the person is doing, fire the person, and let you go your separate ways and pay him off so that But it is wrong. It is morally wrong. It is ethically wrong for you to owe someone that is working for you. So I just want to establish that fact before, so that people do not misconstrue whatever I say. It is wrong 100%. However, in the case of Genetro, because I've been reading all comments, all sorts of comments that some of our professional colleagues have been making on the social media and all of that, and I wonder, for God's sake, is it today that we started owing coaches in Nigeria?
No.
Is it today that we started owing Genetro? And I'm not going to justify it because it is negative.
Sure.
But when we were owing Nigerian coaches, what were people saying? If it were a foreign coach, you would not try this nonsense.
Sure.
That was what they were saying.
That's true.
That's what people were saying, that if you were a foreign coach, you were not going to owe them. But now it's happening with Genetro. And it's 8 months. So it meant that there was a first month, there was a second month, there was a third month, and we have played matches during this period. So I don't understand why it is now such a huge issue that everybody's. I've seen pictures. They even posted pictures of the face of Genetro and say this is what happens when you are not paid for months. This is how your face will look like, and what have you. Look, we have Nigerian coaches that are being owed for years as we speak. It's wrong. It's condemnable and everything. But I'm saying it is happening here in Nigeria. So. As I said, I'm trying to be very, very careful so that people would not misunderstand what I'm saying. But
even Genetro is even paying some members of the staff from his own salary.
Yeah.
So
the truth is, he will be paid eventually.
Sure,
he will be paid. I'm not saying that they are right to owe him in the first place, but they are going to pay him. And let's be honest about some of these things. What Genetro earns in a month is enough to last him a year. It is more than what some people will make in their entire lives.
Yeah.
Look, please, I want to stress, I am not justifying that it is okay to owe Genetro, but the way we are going about it, as if owing Genetro will make the Super Eagles not to play well against Central African Republic, I don't think it's an issue. That means that they were owing him 7 months, the time that we played against Liberia.
Sure.
Yeah. Did we lose the 2 matches? Yeah, so we will understand this. And the NFF, they've come out to explain some of these things. You gave the example, use COVID as an excuse. You know, that's what almost everybody does now. Everybody will say COVID affected economy and what have you. So even if employers are not paying, they say it's because of COVID, because of the pandemic and everything. So that's one ready excuse. But they have also promised that now with the sponsorship deals that they have signed, they are going to take care of this thing. I recall in the build-up to South Africa 2013, I was on air with my late friend and senior professional colleague Austin Umbulu, and I had Mike Enahoro and some other guests with me on the program then, and we're discussing. It was just a couple of weeks to the tournament, and Stephen Keshi, the late Stephen Keshi, was being owed about 4 months' salary then. And while we're discussing it, Chris Green called, who was the chairman of the NFF technical committee at that point. He now called into the show, and I said, Chris, we're so happy to have you join us. And he explained. He said, yes, they are not saying they are not owing Chris Stephen Keshi. They are actually owing him, but he didn't think that it was going to be something of a media discussion. So that again, when they say they are owing coaches, it doesn't mean that they don't pay them anything, that there are some allowances that they get.
Yeah, with which they sustain.
Yes, so it's not like these guys are destitute. That was what he was trying to say. But he admitted that, look, we are owing, we are not saying, and this was 2013. How many years ago? That's like 8 years ago. But the same thing is happening now. So it's not right in any way. But I'm just trying to say that this has happened before, even with our own local coaches, and eventually they find a way to resolve it. So Gennett Roy is going to get his money, and as at the time that he's getting it, it's going to be mega millions.
Yeah,
it will be lot more than. Yeah. As I said, it's not right, but it's not like Gennett Roy is finding it difficult to feed at the moment. Yeah.
All right, so that's what's happening at the moment. You want to add something to that?
Yes, he's going to get his money in naira, not in dollars. According to the last contract,
even if it's in naira, it's going to be
huge. What they said.
Yeah, according to the contract they signed last year,
it's going to be huge.
But then again, for me, I mean, this comes up again. You know, the issue of owing coaches and others. Remember, a few months ago, years ago, the NFF actually wiped out the backlog of salaries they were owing past coaches, and you don't want to keep having this burden on you. We know that the NFF are not directly responsible for the payment of the coaches' salaries. I think that comes from ITO, if I'm correct on that. So I don't know why we're not having them pay regularly. But let's see how it gets to go. Maybe in 2 months' time or in a month's time, hopefully at least that 8 months salary will be halved by 4 months, or if possible, they will be paid fully. I would like ITO maybe to make a statement on this, and of course let us know. We know that they signed a partnership with the Nigerian Football Federation. The NFF are not forthcoming in terms of letting us know why the salaries currently nothing is happening about it. We also understand, like you rightly mentioned, some of his backroom staff are being owed much allowances.
So I wonder how, you know,
do you understand? And then again, Gennett pays some of his backroom staff from his own salary. So if his money does not come, most likely they will also not get their money as well. Unless maybe he gets money from other sources to pay them, and it's not easy.
Well, we hope that the money issues will get sorted out very soon, and it will be a thing of the past. Well, it was the one that supervised the session yesterday with assistant coaches Joseph Yubo, Nabi Trabesi, and Jean Locra, who was the fitness coach. For the goalkeepers trainer, Aloyago, he also drilled the door for Daniel Akpeye and Francis Zoh. But I don't know if he has hit the camp right now, talking about Maduka Okoye, the Sparta Rotterdam goalkeeper. He's the only one that was missing from that training yesterday. Well, today their training will be behind closed doors. That's all that we've been told. So let's see how things will pan out. Let's go on our first commercial break on the show. This morning we'll return. We'll talk more. Stay tuned.
KUFM 92.7. Turn on excitement.
Oh, more the way when my customers they take they enjoy this Checkers custard and since I open shop today now, so Checkers custard and just they ask me,
Madam, summer me one big container of that your Checkers custard because the way my picking them they lick plates every time I give them, it they torture me for body.
Yeah, mommy, don't buy Checkers custard again. CHECKERS Checkers custard.
Checkers custard. Oga we no get rival.
Checkers custard. Now this one be custard.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out.
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Extra, 10% extra. Your healthy Kellogg's breakfast has got extra, 10% extra. Trusty Kellogg's sachet now 99 naira.
That's right. Now stay active and alert with the new and bigger Kellogg's 90 naira packs. Your favorite Kellogg's Cocoa Pops, Moon and Stars, and Corn Flakes is now available in 90 naira with 10% extra introductory offer. Go grab it now.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
What if I tell you that banking can be way easier than you know? Introducing the Key Mobile app from Keystone Bank that makes banking in today's world as easy as a click of a button. Imagine being able to open a fully functional account within 2 minutes, getting your debit or credit card delivered to you within 48 hours, and increasing your transaction limit. Shop and make payment in style using the NQR code feature. Simply scan, verify, and pay. Plus, the transfer feature allows you send money to phone numbers, withdraw or deposit cash at the nearest branch or agent location, and settle transaction disputes while sitting on your toilet seat. Download or upgrade the Key Mobile on your mobile devices from Google Play or Apple Store today. Key Mobile. Go branchless.
Milo! Correct!
Tell me first, why you be say I they give you Milo every day?
Because now every day I dey play like a baller, I dey run like a sprinter, and I come dey learn book like a scholar. So I go need all the energy why I fit get. You see am so?
I see am well.
Make you give your pikin them ogbonge energy. Milo Active Go with the goodness of malt, milk and cocoa. We go help your pikin them to stay active every day. Milo, energy to fit do more.
Wow, the detergent can come again. Wow. You dey wash plenty and you dey say wow. You fit to win the millions as you dey wash with, wow. Jump 50K every day. Wow. If you not time to take calculate. Wow. Million naira full of ground. If you want to know how, just check the pack. Wow. Get your own car though when you wash with wow. Detergent, you dey wash up. Million naira bracket for wow detergent promo.
This promo will end for the 25th of October 2021.
We've had many battles, we have won some wars, but in all our struggles, we have lost loved ones. It may be cloudy outside, but not for very long. We will surely see the sun, 'cause we know no matter the weather, no matter the tide, we go there together. We stand by your side. No yawa, no problem. Go fit stand to fight us. We go stand together. We go beat them down.
Honey?
Yes, dear.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly, spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Ajib Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816 170 1105 or 0703 623 4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
I carry better ogbonge information come give you today. You dey look for that place where you want to do party, where be say security tight. You see where parkers. Oh yeah now. No stress yourself again. Carry waka kia come KUFM for AM bypass. You will see space where be say yes you go take do party, and I dey tell you now small money, chikele money. Now be say you go pay for this party. You dey wonder say yes, which person you go call? Call this number now 08065305657. If you see green this other number 07031094612. Oh yeah now, come KUFM.
Welcome back to Sports Fiesta, and with me, the Sports Maestro, Salim Ibrahim, the Bracadabra Sports, and CJ the Maestro. Well, before we went to the break, we told you what to expect later today as the Sport Connect look forward to consolidating their victory over Central African Republic, the under-20 female team. And same time, we're looking forward to the men's game tomorrow as Nigeria Super Eagles had their first training yesterday. And we told you the number of players in camp already. So let's also let you know that the Mauritanian officials, they will be the one to handle the Nigeria Super Eagles match against the Central African Republic tomorrow. Abdel Aziz Bo will serve as the center referee, while compatriots Ahmedine Diba and Abdurrahman will serve as the assistant referee 1 and assistant referee 2 respectively. Musa Diou will be the 4th official. So that's what we're expecting tomorrow. And let's talk about what happened at the Olympics. Yes, it wasn't really pleasant. It was disgraceful, embarrassing, and it was a big shame, on the international scene, as some of Nigerian athletes were banned, from partaking at from taking part at the Olympics because of the fact that they failed to complete the mandatory out of competition test. So because of that, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, the chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Sports, Olumide Oshoba, on Tuesday met with Minister of Sports over the ongoing investigation of the doping crisis that rocked the Nigeria's camp at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. And emerging from the meeting, Oshoba disclosed that the technical committee had been set up to investigate the activities of the ministry on the athletes who were banned from the Olympics as they failed to complete the mandatory test. So I think this is a time for us to look into that and see how we can put a stop to what happened, because it was a big shame on Nigeria.
Yes, I like the fact that the House of Representatives Committee on Sports sought to hear from the sports minister, so they find out more about what actually transpired when Nigeria went to the Olympics in Tokyo. It's good they get clarification so they know if punishment is to be meted out to a particular person who is responsible for that show of shame coming from Team Nigeria. Well, unfortunately for the sports minister, he's the one that of course oversees sports here in Nigeria, so anything that concerns the national team at that level, you've got to mention the sports minister before you even talk about the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. You can see now that nobody's even looking at the AFN. All eyes now is on Sunday Dare, the Youth and Sports Minister. He was told to appear yesterday before the House Committee on Sports under, I think, the chairmanship of Olumide Oshoba. They met the minister, but they weren't able to have the sort of conversation that they would have loved to have. Rather, what we saw was that the committee set up another committee to look at the matter on ground, to actually investigate whether some persons were culpable or not. And for what we're getting, they told the minister to reappear before the committee in 2 weeks' time. So by then they should have, because they wanted to have more knowledge of what actually transpired before they now call back the sports minister to ask them series of questions, because you have to know what actually transpired in Tokyo before you can have the sports minister, so that he doesn't get to floor you. I mean, you can imagine where you are asking questions and then the minister is saying, no, that's not what actually happened. Maybe you're not aware. So they want to have a full knowledge of what transpired before they can recall the sports minister to appear before the sports minister appeared yesterday. That's confirmed, but it's going to reappear again in 2 weeks' time, and then hopefully by then those who have been set, those committee that committee that has been set up to look at the matter would have submitted their own report to the House of Reps sports committee, and then we'll just take the matter up from there. I don't think he's culpable. I don't think the sports minister has a hand in what transpired there. It's just that he's the one that oversees things like that, so he has to come answer for what happened under his watch.
The only issue I have with this is that it's taken too long, and I don't think we need all these ceremonies. I don't think it needs to be, well, maybe it's important to set up a committee, but I think all these things can be done in one sitting. I don't. What are you investigating that you will have to invite the minister, then you tell him to come back in 2 weeks' time, and all of that. And by the time we start wasting time like this, because it's something that has happened over and over in the country, before you know it, you start hearing questions like, please, what's happening to that investigation on the issue concerning Nigerian athletes at the Olympic Games? So that's just what the issues I have with this. Too much ceremony, too much unnecessary dragging of the feet, and what have you. So it's important that they get to the bottom of it, but I think the time frame that they are using to do all these things, honestly, I think it's by interviewing people. If you know the kind of questions, the right questions to ask, you can do everything in a day. So I don't see the reason for all this giving this long time. As I've said several times, much as we will blame the administrators, but the thing is, if I am an athlete and I know the history of maladministration that we've had in the public sector in Nigeria, I will be more careful in what I'm doing. The athletes also have responsibilities on this particular issue that we're talking about, the art of competition tests. So they should have been the ones before the Olympics coming out. But maybe they reached out to the officials and they didn't respond to them. But did they talk to the media about it? Did they reach out? Did they let people know this is what is going on? Or we're supposed to have these tests, and up till now we've not had them. When our girls failed to qualify for the Olympics, despite on the track doing what they were supposed to do, it was just the officials who did not use what they were supposed to use on the tracks that will make it official. And our opponents reported to the authorities and said, look, this time cannot go. So Nigeria was disqualified from even making it the time that they returned in Lagos, in Yaba, was just thrown away. Nobody blamed the athletes, because it's not their job to look at the technical aspects of their sport. It's the officials. But this one, where you have to do out of competition tests, we've seen it affect even athletes from other countries. So I think it's something that the athletes going forward should understand, that they have to report these issues. And if they've actually reported to the officials and they are not really taking action, I've listened to some of them. They said it was the officials, they did everything, they reached out to them, but we are hearing all of this after the disqualification. We didn't hear before. None of the athletes came out to say we're trying to get tested, and the officials are not doing what they are supposed to do. So I hope they can just quickly look at this. As I said, the issue I have is that the time that is taken. The Olympics has been over for going to 2 months now. So I was thinking by now we should have been able to resolve all of these issues and moved on. But instead, we're still hearing that they will invite the minister in a couple of weeks' time, and all of that. I think they can actually do this in a shorter time than what they are doing, and that's where I tend to have issues with the way we do things in Nigeria. We we just like adding so many unnecessary
sometimes
things.
we take yes, and sometimes we handle things with kid gloves and all that. This is a very important issue, and this is something they have to trash.
No, it's not even handling it with kid gloves. They are just adding layers that are unnecessary. Honestly, as I said, if you know the athletes that were involved, you know the officials that were supposed to handle this issue, then you bring the minister. Okay, all of you, let's have this discussion, and from there, if you know the right questions to ask, you should be able to get your facts within a day or maybe maximum 2 days. Then you take like 3 or 4 days to write your report. It shouldn't even take that long.
Well, let's hope that this one, maybe the punishments that are supposed to be meted to 1 or 2 persons, they're not swept under the carpet, because it's really it was really shame. Let's move abroad and talk about club football. Yes, Asisat Oshoala hasn't done well, even at the Aisha Buhari Cup, but since she returned, she has been firing on all cylinders. Yesterday, she helped her side as they began the defense of their title against Arsenal, another tough side, but they were better than Arsenal. They won that game convincingly, 4 goals to 1. She scored, and she also had an assist in that game. Okay, also the other Group C game, because they are in Group C, Offenham also beat a Danish side, Koga, 5 goals to 0. But in Group D, there was a game for the former champions, or 7-time champions, if you want to call them that way, Lyon. They cruised to a comfortable 3-0 win over Aken in Sweden. But the most significant moment of that match came in the 78th minute, when Ada Hegerberg, the inaugural Women's Ballon d'Or winner in 2018, when she ended the 20-month injury absence. Just imagine how that's the atmosphere, at that stadium when she steps onto the field to replace Macario. So that was what happened yesterday, because she has scored 53 goals for them, and she's the all-time goal scorer in the competition. So that was what happened yesterday. But Benfica, they'll be taking on the Bayern Munich. They took on Bayern Munich yesterday. That game ended goalless. Wow, really disappointing. Okay, that's what happened yesterday as far as that game is concerned. But talking about the Olympic, somebody has revealed that she was pregnant while she won Tokyo Silver, and she's expecting her first child. Well, we saw that in Benin City. That was also a golden feat. Yeah, an athlete who was pregnant, who won gold at the Samuel Gomudia Stadium. So this one is Eleanor Baker, and she has revealed that she's expecting her first child, and she was pregnant when she won silver at the Tokyo Olympics. She ran for Great Britain women's, and the squad also clinched a medal in August. So
she wasn't apparently pregnant like the athletes that won the gold medal in I think it was in Taekwondo. Taekwondo. She was hugely pregnant. We could see, everybody could see that she was pregnant, but the doctor said it was okay for her to compete, and she did, and she got a gold medal. But for this one, she is a runner. It's not like it's a contact sport, and it wasn't clear that she was pregnant. She just now revealed that she's pregnant. Well, as I said, we've seen this happen in the past. Anna Gumanu was pregnant at one point when she, I think it was in Sweden in the 1995 World Cup. But it was some years later that she revealed that she was actually pregnant during that time, and some people suffer the consequences of allowing a pregnant woman to be in goal. So it's because of health issues. But when the doctors clear you, then the person is free to actually engage in sports.
All right, let's talk tennis. We are looking forward to India West. Qualifiers are ongoing, and the main tournament also starts today. But the US Open champion, who has been drawn by, she said that it has been a busy period for her since she won the US Open, but it's time for business rather. So it's been pretty cool. She has enjoyed so much, and she also watched a movie, James Bond movie recently. So now she's back, and she will face either Colombia's Maria Maria Camila Osorio or Alexandra Sasnovich of Belarus in her first match since winning the US Open. So we are looking forward to that. And quickly, let's look at some fixtures of the matches to expect today as far as the India West is concerned for the men's singles and the women's singles. Let's begin with the women's singles.
Okay, let's see. Okay, for the women's singles, for the Indian Wells Masters, Andrei Petkovic will be up against Julia Putintseva, and Lee will also play against Misaki Doi. Arena Camelia Begu will of course take to the courts versus Fiona Fer. Sesei Zeng will also play against Kati McNally. Katerina Koslova versus Ludmila Samsonova, while for Magda Linet, she would take to the courts against Rebecca Peterson. For Sloan Sevens, she will face Heather Watson, Gabriela Roos up against Alice Cornet. For Akati Volnet, she will also play against Petra Matic, while Marta Kostok will also face Shuai Zhang. Alright, that's it for the women. For the men, Emilio Gomez will face Ivo Karlovic. Stefan Konslov will also face Christopher Eubanks. Govind Nada versus Sam Iker. Outook Chelik Vilek will face Joe Sousa. Bjorn Frontangelo will up against Alexander Vukic. Evgeny Donskoy will also play against Alejandro Taubilo. Mikhail Kukushkin will face Ernesto Escobedo. Andre Anaboldi versus Renzo Olivo. Bochis van de Zonstrup will also face Tyson. Massim Cressy up against Enzo Kouakout. While we'll also see Roberto Macora versus Matteo Aviola. And then, of course, the last game for the men today, we'll see Salvatore Caruso versus Roberto Quiros. So that's the fixtures for the men.
Okay. All right, let's quickly go and look at some of the transfer updates that we've got for you. For Germany and Chelsea defender Antonio Rudiger, who is 28, he says he does not allow himself to get distracted by rumors linking him for the likes of Bayern Munich. And with his contract due to expire next summer, Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel is keen for the centre-back to sign a new contract with rivals Tottenham interested in signing him for free. For Real Madrid president Florentino Perez is hopeful Paris Saint-Germain and France forward Kylian Mbappe, who is 22, will join the club in 2022. Florentino said 21-year-old Serbia striker Dusan Vlahovic, linked with Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur, has not accepted a new contract with the Serie A club. For Liverpool, they are still interested in Torino defender Bremer, who is 24, but they have been joined by Manchester United and Manchester City in the pursuit of the Brazilian. Red Bull Salzburg wants between 25 million and 34 million pounds for 19-year-old German striker Karim Adeyemi, who is a target for Liverpool and Bayern Munich. A fantastic player he is. For Juventus, they are prepared to part with 23-year-old American midfielder Weston McKennie, who is wanted by Tottenham and West Ham United. For Ajax and Cameroon goalkeeper Andrea Onana, who is 25, is ready to join Inter Milan as a free agent in 2022. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. Southampton are looking at January D for Fulham's 19-year-old Portuguese attacker Fabio Carvalho, and also for Barcelona, they remain in talks with former midfielder Xavi, who is 41, to replace Dutchman Ronald Koeman as manager, but an agreement with the Spaniard has not yet been reached. Looking at that, well, I once said that at some point he will return to Barcelona, but do you think this is the right time, Ibrahim, for Xavi to come, steer the ship?
We had Pep Guardiola taking over when he had not even properly managed, and it was successful. We had Luis Enrique taking over when he had not handled, very big size like Barcelona, and it was also successful. We even had Tito Villanova, who was the assistant to Pep Guardiola, taking over, and he won some things with the club. So it's not going to be new if Xavi takes over. But I think Xavi has been extraordinarily humble. He doesn't want to upset anybody, and that's why over the years he said, well, even if you manage Barcelona, it's not now. But I think if they become desperate, if he says that Barcelona, well, they are not even where they are supposed to be at the moment, and they've got to seriously look at the future and start planning. So if he feels, okay, if I do not come to help, it's going to be worse than it is, maybe he will consider. But I think he's got the experience now. He's managed for a number of years, although not in any of the top 5 leagues. But when you've trained under Pep Guardiola, you've trained under Frank Rijkaard, you've trained under Tita Villanova and Luis Enrique, who is the coach of the national team at the moment, then I think you've got enough experience. And then he has also managed in the Middle East, so I think it might be the right time for him to come. But I know he will not want to upset Ronald Koeman, who is a Barcelona legend, scored the goal that won for them the European Cup in 1992. So Xavi is extraordinarily humble, so maybe that's why he's just taking his time. And there are matches in the semi-final of the UEFA Nations League today. We've got Italy taking on Spain in one of the semi-finals. Then tomorrow it's going to be Belgium versus France.
Okay, and then also the World Cup CAF qualification second round for Group I, Sudan versus Guinea, Morocco up against Guinea-Bissau, and we also have friendly matches as well. Jordan will play against Malaysia, while Bahrain will face Curacao. And then for the Women's Champions League, for Civet FC, they will host Juventus women, while for Chelsea FC women, they will be up against VfL Wolfsburg women. This is for Group A, while for Group B, Kharkiv women will entertain Real Madrid women, while for Breda Blick women, they will take on PSG women. So the features for the Women's Champions League.
All right, that's what we've got for you today. But before we look at your messages, this is something that we have all been fighting, and it's also happened over the weekend in football, and it has to do with even our own Super Eagles striker, Victor Osimhen, Anguissa, as well as Sambo Anguissa, as well as Kalidou Koulibaly of Napoli, when they played against Fiorentina. They won that game, but they were racially abused, and right now Gege Chiellini says he is ashamed of the racist abuse of Napoli players by Fiorentina fans. That was really not nice, because we've got Napoli, they've got a couple of black players. Is it nice to do that when people are still fighting, trying to kick out racism? They are taking the names and are saying it is not meaningful, it has not made any change, and people are trying to come with different ways to stop it. But right here in their faces, they're still doing all these things. It doesn't really make sense. Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. Racism has no place in Nigerian football. It has no place in world football. Has no place in African football. Has no place anywhere in the world, not just in football. Sadly, some of the world powers in football have not really taken it that serious. I would have loved the people from FIFA or people from UEFA to use the same energy they used to quash the European Super League. Use it for the racism thing that, of course, is ravaging the world, especially in Italy. It's predominant in Italy to the level where it happens on every match week, and it has got to stop. We can't keep talking about silver and over again when we know that better things can be done. They can, of course, be properly done. I heard the other day, player said that if it's possible for a fan to be banned from watching a football match for the rest of his life for racially abusing a player, I quite support that, because people like this, you cannot encourage them to go to stadiums. Racism is more like, I don't want to say it's a habit, it's a way of life for some people. The moment they see a black skin, they are turned on, they feel like, okay, this person should not be in this part of the world, should not be playing for this team. I wonder why it is like that, for them. So I think the authorities have got to do better. The city have got to, do better. The players are suffering. It's a shame that a player comes to your country to play football and then he's suffering from, racism, and you're doing very little to discourage it. I want stiffer punishment. In England, the other time somebody was convicted of racism and the person would go in for as long as 6 months. Things like that would, help to discourage others from taking into that.
It's not just in football, because we've got the cricket great from West Indies, Michael Holden, saying that people must call out and embarrass racists if the problem is to be properly tackled. And honestly, I agree. It's not enough to just be non-racists. I think we've got to also be anti-racist. That's basically what he's saying. It's one thing to just say, oh, racism is bad, and or I will just keep silent. I'm not a racist myself, and that's okay. But when you see people who are being racist and you are not saying anything about it, it is a huge problem. We even have a situation now where you have clubs even allowing their children to racially abuse people. Children that there was this club, I've forgotten the club now. They were banned from having their fans in the stadium, and so they allowed their kids. They brought out about, I think they said about 10,000 children. And whenever the black players of the opposing team was with the ball, these children started booing. I mean, what's that? You could say, oh, they are not making monkey chants or whatever, but you were targeting black players. Whenever they held a black player was with the ball, you will be booing, and it is just not acceptable. So I've heard many managers say you've got to tackle racism in the society and not just necessarily in football. That if you eliminate racism in football from the pitches and the stadium,
what about
these same people will go to a grocery store and go to the streets and still racially abuse people. So I understand where they are coming from. But you see, because football is something that is so visible, and it's exciting to almost everybody in the world, so people focus so much attention there. But I think that we can actually start, if we can eliminate it from football venues. I think it will also because you before you can do that, except maybe the owners of the malls, the grocery stores and everything will say, okay, once anybody is found to be racially abusing another person, that person will be ejected from that
environment.
Yes, and not allowed to shop there or come there for recreation or whatever. That way, no, they can actually do that. So if we are doing it in football and doing it also in the society, it will help us to eliminate this. But it's just sad that you keep having this kind of situation in the society in Europe. It's really sad.
All right, let's look at messages. If we can take one or two, because run out of time. One or two will be okay for today. Well, I just hope that racism, honestly, will be kicked out once and for all.
Yeah, it has to be. But the authorities have to do more.
It's not something nice at all.
We don't have any sports message now.
All right, so let's take the final whistle on the show this morning before we leave.
As an African girl child, they say things like, "Oh, you're a girl. You're not supposed to be playing football. You're supposed to be at home helping your mother." They see soccer or football as a male-dominated game. Each time I would go to play football or something, I am always in trouble. Sometimes I don't get to sleep at all. I had to go to my grandmother's place to sleep at night. Some days, my mother wouldn't even give me money for food. Back then, it wasn't the same. It was different, entirely different orientation. I made my parents believe that, okay, if they make young kids go after their dreams, there's always something positive to come out of it. Today, I think they realize that they are now the ones who call me. They know my game even before I tell them. Nigeria captain Asela Shola opens up on her route to the top of the game and how her love for football would often get her into trouble at home. And that's the final whistle on Sports Fiesta this morning.
With that, we come to the end of the show, but don't worry at all. We'll be here to give you the evening edition and also to throw the phone lines open for you to be part of the program. Many thanks to you guys for being part of the show and to my strike partners for doing this. Until we meet at 4 p.m. Enjoy the rest of the day and bye-bye.
Try
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG, 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Sapler Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 Olowo Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call 0807-887-9960 or 0703-672-9147. Wireless NG, erasing internet boundaries.
Hey, share your body there confirm with Yo-Yo Bitters. You go dey wonder wetin e mean. Wetin e mean be say whether you dey take Yo-Yo Bitters every day, Yo-Yo Bitters dey protection you against infections wey fit happen anytime. Na im be say you go dey take Yo-Yo Bitters like food supplement abi medicine wey doctor give you. Na correct natural ingredients dey inside wey dey wash all yamayama. Ogbonge vitamins dey inside to help your body work well well. E never finish o. Yo-Yo Bitters get minerals wey go boost your body immunity to fight sickness, disease and free radicals. Na im make am dey important to get Yo-Yo Bitters for office, house and everywhere. Yo-Yo Bitters dey for liquid, gel plus including tablets. Make you quick go buy your own for pharmacy and medicine stores wey near you. Yo-Yo Bitters, make you dey clean inside out.
Wellspring University Benin City presents you an opportunity for a world-class degree. Wellspring University runs courses in nursing, medical laboratory science, cybersecurity, software engineering, information technology, computer science, business administration, mass communication, international relations, taxation, accounting, and many more. 2020 and 2021 UTME results are acceptable. Wellspring University also offers MBA, MSc, part-time and top-up programs. For details, visit www.wellspringuniversity.edu.ng or call 0704-255-0535 or 0907-333-0526.
Benin City will experience the overflow of abundant blessings and divine breakthrough from God from Monday 4th to Sunday 10th October. It is Turning Point 2021 with Bishop Dr. and Reverend Mrs. Abraham Chigbundu. Theme: Unstoppable Power. Time: 4 p.m. daily, Sunday 10th October, 8 a.m. Guest speaker: Bishop Godi Okafor, Apostle Lawrence Achidume, Apostle Innocent Okbe, and your host, Bishop Dr. Abraham Chigbundu. Ministering in songs: Moses Breeze, Freedom Voice Mass Choir, and other anointed song ministers. Special features: Ministers Consult, Wednesday 6th October 9 a.m. Singles Prophetic Release, Friday 8th October 9 a.m. Festival of Deliverance, Saturday 9th October at 6 a.m. Venue: the headquarters of Voice of Freedom Ministries Incorporated, 29 Adesua Grammar School Road, GRA, Benin City. Free transportation available. Call 0803-570-4010 for more inquiries.
This Turning Point Conference, your helpers will locate you.
Listen, we talk about what's more practical and comfortable in the business of elevator, escalator, building automation. Then let's talk about Enabritech Limited. For your home and office, companies and industries, when you think of professionals in providing and installing elevator, escalator, building automation, automatic doors and gates, and lots more, think Enabritech Limited. Visit our Benin office, 14 IDN Street, off Inama Road, GRA, Benin City. Telephone 0905-257-2571. Abuja, 40 Mirage Estate, Guaripa, Abuja. Telephone 0807-7577-398. Lagos, 417 C6 1004 Estate, Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. Telephone 0807-7577-392. Ghana office, Medina Estate, Accra, Ghana. Telephone +233-504-651-537. Email info@enabritech.com. Website www.enabritech.com. Enabritech Limited. Technology moves you.
Here
comes Wide Range Electricals Limited, manufacturer's representative and major distributor of top-class electrical materials, now in Benin City to serve you with standard electrical materials like Nigerian wires and cables, piping materials, latest variety of fancy switches, light fittings, extractors, ceiling and standing fans, plus major industrial materials like transformers of various kVA, armored cables, aluminum conductors, overhead materials, distribution boards, circuit breakers, household electrical appliances, and lots more. Sub-distributors, individuals, corporate bodies, retailers, builders are all invited. At Wide Range Electricals Limited, all electrical products and brands are sold according to specifications for maximum satisfaction of customers. Wide Range Electricals Limited, number 8, Igbesawa Street by Ikun Street Junction, off Akpakpava Road, Benin City. Telephone 0803-970-3517. Wide Range Electricals Limited, lighting your world.
Correct!
Tell me first, why you be say I dey give you Milo every day?
Because now every day I dey play like a baller, I dey run like a sprinter, and I come dey learn book like a scholar. So I go need all the energy why I fit get. You see am so?
I see am well.
Make you give your pikin dem ogbonge energy. Milo Active Go with the goodness of malt, milk and cocoa wey go help your pikin dem to dey active every day. Milo, energy to fit do more.
KUFM.
This is 92.7 KUFM News.
It's 9 a.m. Good morning. This is KUFM's news update on the hour. I am Gloria Vitalis. The federal government has proposed to pay the sum of 75,000 naira per semester for undergraduates studying education courses in public institutions and 50,000 naira for those who enroll for a National Certificate in Education NCE program. The Minister of Education, Adamu, disclosed this on Tuesday during the celebration of the year's World Teachers' Day in Abuja as the federal government reintroduces bursary awards. The ministry also noted that it will liaise with the ministries of education in the 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory Education Board, to identify respective courses of study required by each state, after which 150,000 naira will be awarded for undergraduates and 100,000 naira for NCE students. In Edo State, as a way of filling the teaching gap in the public schools, Edo State government has unveiled the first batch of Edo supporting teachers to achieve results Edo Star Fellowship Program. The program, which was unveiled on Tuesday at the New Era College, targets to recruit 3,000 teachers into public primary schools in the state for a 3-year period before they are subsequently absorbed into the state civil service. The event, which coincided with the 2021 World Teachers' Day, is part of the program designed under Edo Best 1.0. And still in Edo State, police have rescued 10 kidnapped victims who were intercepted by hoodlums in Edo State. The victims were said to have been traveling from one of the eastern states to Abuja when a group of hoodlums suspected to be kidnappers stopped them and took them to a bush in the Okpela area of Edo State. In a statement on Tuesday, the police public relations officer, SP Kontongs Bello, said operatives of the command, with the help of local vigilantes, swung into action to rescue the victims in the bush. And the Delta State Police Command has intercepted 750 rounds of live cartridges smuggled into a commercial vehicle from Onitsha, the commercial hub of Anambra State, to Asaba, the Delta State capital. The suspect, Ogo Mokwe, caught in possession of live cartridges, was apprehended during a stop-and-search operation along Nnebisi Road by officers of A Division Asaba Patrol Team. Parading with the 28-year-old suspect, Ogo Mokwe, alongside 22 other suspects of different crimes bordering on murder, armed robbery, cultism and cyber fraud, Commissioner of Police Ari Mohammed says the command is out to dislodge armed cartels and proliferation of firearms. And President Muhammadu Buhari will present the 2022 appropriation bill to a joint session of the Senate and House of Representatives on Thursday. The Deputy President of the Senate, Ovie Omoagege, disclosed this on Tuesday in the Senate chamber of the National Assembly in Abuja. He made the announcement while presiding over the plenary as the Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, was absent. And finally, on the news updates this morning, the Nigerian Army has launched 3 field training exercises to tackle the security challenges in 4 geopolitical zones of the country. These exercises, namely Stillwater, Enduring Peace and Golden Dawn, are to be conducted simultaneously in Southeast, South-South, Southwest and North Central regions. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, said they will be conducted in a collaboration with sister security agencies, including the Nigerian Police, Department of State Services, Air Force, Immigration, NDLEA, NSCDC, FRSC, Federal Fire Service, as well as other stakeholders who will provide the necessary support for the exercise. And that's KUFM News Update on the hour. I am Gloria Vitalis saying thanks for listening. Good morning.
All the programs on KU 92.7 are now open for sponsorship and advert placements. For sponsorship and advert placements, call now for inquiries 070-380-50243 or 080-8877-3644 or visit KUFM Marketing Office located at the top floor of the Enterprise Foundation Building, number 62, Ihama Road, Benin City, Edo State. 92.7 KUFM is your business growth partner.
Milo! Correct!
Tell me first, why you be say I dey give you Milo every day?
Because now every day I dey play like a baller, I dey run like a sprinter, and I come dey learn book like a scholar. So I go need all the energy why I fit get. You see am so?
I see am well.
Make you give your pikin them ogbonge energy. Milo Active Go with the goodness of malt, milk and cocoa. We go help your pikin them to stay active every day. Milo, energy to fit do more.
Wow, detergent can come again. Wow. You dey wash plenty and you dey say wow. You fit to win the millions as you dey wash with, wow. Jump 50K every day. Wow. If you not time to take calculate. Wow. Million naira full ground. If you want to know how, just check the pack. Wow. Get your own car though when you wash with wow. Detergent, you dey wash million naira bracket for wow detergent promo.
This promo will end for the 25th of October 2021.
Extra, 10% extra.
Your healthy Kellogg's breakfast has got
extra, 10% extra.
Just the Kellogg's sachet, now 90 naira.
That's right. Now stay active and alert with the new and bigger Kellogg's 90 naira packs. Your favorite Kellogg's Cocoa Pops, Moon and Stars, and Corn Flakes is now available in 90 naira with 10% extra introductory offer. Go grab it now.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
Do you know that following people without their consent is stalking and it's an offense? Don't be an offender. We give our consent for you to follow us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at KUFM Nigeria, On Instagram at KUFM Nigeria. On Twitter at KUFM Nigeria. Check out the latest pictures and videos and catch breaking news, entertainment gist, trending issues and happenings on social media by following us at KUFM Nigeria across the various platforms. KUFM, turn on excitement.
We start your day from the break of dawn till midnight.
Like that wasn't clingy enough.
We went online and now you can listen to us via our website anywhere in the world.
Okay, stalker alert.
We told you to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, like our page on Facebook, and even add us up on WhatsApp.
Okay, this is definitely creepy.
Really? Well, guess what? We are now in your devices. KU 92.7 Radio is now officially an app for your smartphones, gadgets, and many devices. Simply go to Google Play Store and search for KU 92.7 Radio and download the app in less than 3 minutes. KUFM. Turn on excitement.
Hello, business owners and service providers. Your station of choice, KUFM 92.7 Benin City, is out with another bumper offer. Introducing KU Awoof Market. We are giving huge discounts on adverts at specific times of the day. That means you don't have any reason not to let the world know about your products and services. Cause no matter the size of your pocket, KUFM has got you covered. For inquiries, please call 0703-805-0243 or 0807-401-4147. Hurry now and take advantage of this wonderful offer to advertise your goods and services on KUFM at mouth-watering discounts. KU Awoof Market gives you massive exposure with the station's wide reach across its terrestrial and online platforms at lower rates. KUFM, your business growth partner.
Everybody wants to know more of this and more of that. What is happening around the globe? Me, myself, I want to know. Such no more. Cause I got good news for you. The best station is knocking on your door. Just sit back and relax, baby. Just sit back and relax. Cause all you have to do is tune into 92.7 KUFM. 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 Tune into 92.7 to 92.7 KUFM. Tune into 92.7
92.7 KUFM. Turn on excitement.
Wake up every day, feeling so down with motivation. Turn on my excitement. 92.7. Everybody knows KUFM. I'm in love with my radio. KUFM. I'm in love with my radio. KUFM. I'm in love with my radio. KUFM. 92.7 is my radio. Start up my day with a KU breakfast. So move to the KU midday. So Radio Tori, hey, Sports Fiesta. KU drive time and I wrap up my
political landscape has evolved over the years, but since 1960, the yearnings of the people have remained the same.
My own problem in life, I don't tire. There are no jobs in this country. Everyone please carry 250 million naira. Go buy motor. Corruption for this country too much. Our healthcare in Nigeria is really poor. Women are dying at childbirth almost every day.
Join us on the program Dialogue as we focus on Nigeria's political scene. We bring you interviews from political gladiators.
So this wasn't the problem with the government. It was the corruption in the SS Food account. It was the fact that without any clearance, the government dipped their hand in the SS Food account to fund their business. And SS Food account is money you save from the state government and the federal government.
In-depth analysis of policy statements.
Nigeria does have a problem with corruption, and so do many other countries, including developed countries. I don't like the fact that when people mention the name Nigeria, the next thing they say is corruption. This is a country of 170 million people. 99.9% of them are hardworking citizens who just want to get on with their lives, and they want a government that delivers for them.
And voicing your political opinion every weekday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 92.7 KUFM. Dialogue. Your voice counts.
Yeah, good morning and welcome to Dialogue. And of course, this is that platform that we take a look at some of the issues trailing the economy, trailing the polity, trailing us as a people, and bring it to the fore right here and get our voices heard on these issues. And of course, that's what I will say cannot be taken from you or deprived from you. The rights and the fundamentals to make your voice heard with issues that revolves around us as Nigerians and as a people. So we try as much as possible to make use of this the minutes within the hour of 9 p.m. right here on Dialogue to take a look at some of these issues and throw our thoughts to them. And here we are once again and to take a look at a fresh one. Okay. It wasn't a fluke that we had to talk about the issue of insecurity yesterday, looking at the entire landscape. We have suffered a great deal of insecurity from across regions, and we talked about the high rate of killings and the issue of banditry and kidnapping as it affects the northeast and I said affect the north and the southeast. So today we're here again to take a look at it from another light. Just as it was a pressing issue to talk about, judging by how we brought it up and the response I got from you listening out there yesterday. It shows that yes, Nigerians are really tired of waking up to all these stories and this mayhem every day of our lives in recent times, and of course hoping that this will be nipped in the bud. We should be able to find a way around this as soon as possible. Yes, we are either affected directly or indirectly. However it is our land and it is our people that are being eaten by this monster, this new monster of banditry, kidnappings that has resulted to lots of killings. So here we are today, thinking we are the only one on this level talking about this issue. Only for yesterday to learn that at the upper chambers, it was a call for concern, as it was part of what was deliberated upon during plenary yesterday. and that's why we are going to be taking a look at this same issue from that perspective, thinking we're the only one talking about it, but no, it's a pressing issue, and it was taken up at the upper levels as well. Okay, so what I think we should do, as usual, is try to go take a listen to these lawmakers and come back to take a look, to have our discussion going. So we will take a listen to a member of the House of Representatives, Chris Azibogu, as he narrates the ordeal in a very short excerpt. Just take a listen and we'll be back.
Worried that there is almost no single day that passes without a reported case of robberies, abductions, outright killings, as these perpetrators seem to have lost every iota of human conscience and sensibility in them.
All right, that's how we kickstart the dialogue today. I'm Benjamin Kadiri. And yes, that was a member of the House of Rep, Chris Azibogu. He actually was a victim of recent attacks as well, as in the process of one of the attacks on him. He was lucky to have been spared in the attack, but he lost his driver. His driver died in the process. So he's there stating exactly the effect and how bad it is. You cannot wake up these days and not hear some of these bizarre stories of killings and kidnappings and all that, and it keeps sending fear in the minds of people, and people are adjusting the way they move and do things. And of course, it's going a long way to affect every other thing in our economy. So that's why there's the need to talk about it. But one that we will be discussing as a top priority today is the stand of members in the upper chamber, as they are saying there is the need for the president to call out the sponsors of terrorism. They are challenging the president to call him out. The House yesterday urged the president to expose National Assembly members he alleged were sponsoring terrorism in the country and prosecute any individual found wanting. So the lawmaker said it was wrong to make a blanket accusation against the legislative arm of government without substantiating the same. You know, one would have said, why don't you just say this person is in government instead of just mentioning how come the person is not in the executive arm or in the any other arm? Why is it with us? So the lawmaker said it was wrong to make a blanket accusation. So the House said if Buhari fails to disclose the names of the alleged sponsors, it might invoke Section 28 of the Constitution, compelling the president to do so. And it was disclosed by Ben Igbakba. He disclosed a nasty experience he claimed he had at the hands of Ghanaian authorities at the weekend, which is as a result of the president's mention. So in a unanimous resolution, the lawmakers mandated the House leadership to meet with their counterparts in the Senate and fix an appointment with the president so that he would name the lawmaker he referred to. So the Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila, who presided over the plenary, pledged to ensure compliance and report back to the House. And so fingers are crossed on that note. So let's go and take a listen to Ben Igbakba. He represents the constituencies in Delta. Let's listen to him. He actually was the one that stated this yesterday. So we'll take a listen to him and get back.
Thank you, sir. In line with that, sir, I quite agree that we are running a democratic and constitutional democracy in Nigeria. And in line, Section 4 of the Constitution gave the power of lawmaking to the legislation, 5 for executive and 6 for the judiciary. And there's no way in the Constitution that says that one arm of government is superior to the other. We only work with the powers of separation of powers. Mr. Speaker, I'm a very proud member of this parliament. And not too long ago, precisely on the 1st of October 2021, happened to be our 61st independence. And Mr. Speaker, in the course of Mr. President's address to the nation, I was very happy when he paid glowing tribute to the functions of the parliament and how much we have helped him cooperatively to ensure that we have done a lot. But going further to paragraph 33 of the address, Mr. President, in his speech, which was widely publicized, carried by BBC, CNN, and other media houses across the world, told the world that one of us is sponsoring terrorism. IPOB, by what it is in the face of the law today, is a terrorist organization, even when we have our reservation, because the laws of the land, our court has spoken. Mr. Speaker, that means 469 members of this National Assembly are prime suspects. On that very fateful day, I went to Akure to be part of the burial ceremony of our fallen colleague, Honorable Expensive. On Saturday, I had to honor an invitation to Ghana for a wedding. Mr. Speaker, it will amaze you what I faced in the hands of Ghanaian officials. I got there, they kept me for about 4 hours, that they're trying to confirm something. I stayed at the airport for 4 hours, missed the wedding that I went there for, and at the end of the day, one of them walked up to me and said, "Sir, we are sorry, because there's an announcement in Nigeria that a member of parliament is sponsoring terrorism. We are put on red alert to ensure that no member of parliament from Nigeria come here to hide or to cause trouble." Mr. Speaker, I had to come back home, dejected. I lose my respect and my privilege as a privileged member of these chambers. Mr. Speaker, they have been calling me all over the world. My friends have been telling me, who among you is that person sponsoring terrorists? Mr. Speaker, the right thing for a father to do, Mr. President is the father of the country today, the right thing for any father to do is to name and shame any child that is bringing about division or anything that will affect the family. But Mr. President did not shame that person, he did not name them. Instead, he named 469 members. Because of the fact that we have always cooperated, and in line with the fact that Nigeria is having a lot to deal with, Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal. If not, the right thing to do is to invoke Section 88 of the Constitution so that they can tell us who among us is the person that is sponsoring terrorism. Mr. Speaker, all of us here now are prime suspects. If you go outside this place, people will ask you, if you go outside Nigeria, that you are a member of parliament in Nigeria, you are a prime suspect. So I want to appeal, sir, in the spirit of working together for one Nigeria, that we have too much to deal with at this time, that the leadership of the House should liaise with their counterpart in the Senate to try and see Mr. President so that he can tell you, one, the person that is sponsoring terrorism among the 469 members. Then two, he should go ahead, because he has the powers of prosecution, to prosecute that person, convict that person, and shame the person. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Speaker. God bless you.
Thank you. All right, so you just heard Ben Roland Igbakba. He's a member of the parliament there. And he was the one that moved the motion on the matters of privilege, and exactly those were his claims so far. And he went for that to establish his experience in Ghana after the president's Independence Day speech. So that's exactly what he's saying. And of course, it's a big one coming from the part of the president anyway. And for Nigerians, I think that's like a ray of hope, because people have been saying, they've been over time, there's been the talk of sponsors coming from high places, sponsors of Boko Haram in high places, sponsors of Boko Haram among the politicians, sponsors of Boko Haram among the elites in society, and all that. But over the years since we've been having this, there's not, to a large extent, if it so exists that these sponsors are within this these spheres, it means justice has not been meted in the right place. When we talked about the issue of banditry and the war against insurgency, the war against banditry and kidnapping, we talked about on identifying the real enemy at war makes it easier for you to embark on a war and eventually come out victorious in that battle. So, in this case, for a long time, with the way the issue of the fight against insecurity, the fight against insurgency, the fight against kidnappings and banditry had been going, one will say it's moving at a slow pace because every now and then there's a small level of success recorded. By the time you think we're clamping down on this monster or evil, the next minute they strike. So we talked about the need when we looked about some certain technique and tactics used by ancient people in war that have become legendary and victorious as warlords. We found out that one of the greatest tactics in war is identifying the enemy and identifying the capabilities and capacity of the enemy during war. That's war won halfway already when you can identify that. Right yesterday, we went for that to even say, okay, you even try to identify who the real enemy is sometimes. Might not be the foot soldiers on ground. It might be an enemy, and the enemy might just be within. So it's quite easy. The enemy sits down on the round table, and you guys sit down and deliberate and draw a map on how to plan an attack or plan a counter attack during war on the ground zero. You probably put the map on the table and everybody looks at it. This is the point of engagement. This is the point of this and that. This is how we are going to infiltrate the enemy. The next minute, whoever is a sponsor or an informer or a spy goes back to the enemy's camp and exposes all your plans. So that's exactly what we're looking at. Like, is the enemy actually within? If the enemy is within, then we should be identifying the real enemy so we can know how to address the war. But when you hear the president say, yes, we are closing up on those sponsoring these people, and we know one of them is they exist inside the National Assembly or the House of Rep, however the case is, it makes you say, wow, this is nice. If this is coming from the president, that means we're headed somewhere. And of course, if you want to, sometimes you want to kill a snake totally, you cut off the head. So when the sponsors and people that sponsor war, at the end of the day, put the strength in the people that go to perpetrate every other evil that comes with it. So now, this was yesterday. That claim was yesterday by Mr. Igbakwa there. Now let's go back into time, 7 years ago precisely, before this present APC administration, when the APC was an opposition party, looking for trying to gain power. That's 7 years back, and this was claims coming from its national chairman back then, talking about Mr. Odigie Oyegun. And we'll go take a listen to what he said in the light of sponsorship of insurgency, Boko Haram precisely, then, and get right back and take a look at what we've been facing. Like, it's like a merry-go-round. It's like we've been going in circles in the issue of people sponsoring the menace we are facing in this country. Let's take a listen to this deduction from 7 years back and get back.
Dr. Stephen Davis, a man hired by the President Jonathan-led federal government to negotiate with Boko Haram for the release of the Chibok girls, decided out of frustration to speak out, believing that this was the best way he could contribute to tackling the insurgency and to expose the true sponsors, in the hope that this will make those who govern us rethink and bring the sufferings of our girls and the sufferings of the people, of our people in the Northeast, to a quick end. decided to speak out in this belief. And who are they? On international television last Thursday, as you have now seen and heard a few minutes ago, he named the former Borno State Governor Ali Modu Sharif and the former Army Chief General Azubuike Ihejirika as named by Boko Haram themselves as their principal sponsors. Prodded further by Sahara reporters in a subsequent interview, specifically asked whether General Buhari and Malam Nasir El-Rufai were sponsors, he answered in very clear terms that Boko Haram commanders who gave him the names of the other two that he earlier mentioned as being their sponsors did not mention either General Buhari or El-Rufai. Clearly, therefore, the die is cast. The truth is finally out. Boko Haram sponsors have been exposed. They are within the confines of the ruling party, the PDP.
Has evolved over the years, but since 1960, the yearnings of the people have remained the same.
We have problem in life, so I don't tire.
There are no jobs in this country.
Everyone please to carry 250 million naira. Go buy motor. Corruption for this country too much. Our healthcare in Nigeria is really poor. Women are dying at childbirth almost every day.
Join us on the program Dialogue as we focus on Nigeria's political scene. We bring you interviews from political gladiators.
So this wasn't the problem with the government. It was the corruption in the SS School account. It was the fact that without any clearance, the government dips their hand in the SS School account to fund their business. And SS School account is money you save from the state government and the federal government.
In-depth analysis of policy statements.
Nigeria does have a problem with corruption, and so do many other countries, including developed countries. I don't like the fact that when people mention the name Nigeria, the next thing they say is corruption. This is a country of 170 million people. 99.9% of them are hardworking citizens who just want to get on with their lives, and they want a government that delivers for them.
And voicing your political opinion every weekday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 92.7 KUFM. Dialogue. Your voice counts.
All right, welcome back. So it is what it is, like I said earlier on. I think we've gone to a point where, regardless of who you are, regardless of your status, regardless of what you occupy, like the saying comes up all the time, that Nigeria is bigger than each and everybody, regardless of who you are or what office that is occupied. So in all fairness, the years have passed and these things have bedeviled us for a very long time, and it has brought us from periods of grief to still a point where people are still grieving. And of course, families have been lost, loved ones, colleagues. In fact, it's we can't the pain and the grief cannot be overemphasized. So at that note, if it is people that are behind all these things, that are promoting these things, that have been promoting these issues of insecurity, there is the need for people to be brought to book, especially if they are found out to be wanting. So for the president to mention that they are slowly they are making progress in uncovering or unraveling the people behind the sponsorship of this insurgency and all this terrorism that we've been facing in the country, then all eyebrows are raised, and of course everybody has this matter on their radar to see what the outcome will be, who actually could be behind it. And yes, that's exactly what they are asking in the upper chambers as well. Like, the president should please mention who the person is, because I wonder how it is when they say, well, it's one of you that is doing this thing, and everybody starts looking at each other like, could it be him? Could it be him? Could it be her? Could it be this or that? So that's exactly what the situation is. And of course, since it was on yesterday as a big debate in the plenary yesterday, and I think it is something worth looking at and talking about as we get the conversation ongoing right now. So I'll go straight to open the phone line so you can be part of the conversation and give your thoughts. Numbers are 0706 263 9275 and 0903 939 4427. You can also call 0812 178 9154 or send text messages to 0807 400 9076. All right, like the kind of advice I like to give if you'll have to call in, there's the need for us to be very discreet with our contributions. Of course, most of us get emotional most of the times, and try as much as possible not to get carried away. There are things we're not supposed to do. There are mentions we're not supposed to mention. All that is required is your view, as rational as it can be. Yes, that's what I want. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to Dialogue. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right, do call back. All right, numbers again, 0706 263 9275 and 0903 939 4427. You can also call 0812 178 9154. All right, for some people, the mention of the president on that paragraph 33, according to the House of Rep member there, you listen to talking about Ben Bakbe. I hope I keep getting that name right. And he actually, they are bothered because, hey, this is one of us you actually claimed is part of the sponsors. We actually would like to know. We are the father, we are the children. At least if there's a bad child here that is causing problem in the entire house, it's only right for you to expose this child. And of course, let us free. We have been since nobody has been mentioned. We can't go to places. People look at us like this. It could be one of these people. You are a member of the Nigerian Senate. Then you probably are part of the sponsors. Like he said, see what happened to him when he went to Ghana for a wedding, kind of thing. For the rest of Nigerians, we're looking at it like, please, we want to see that person that's been behind all this mayhem that has cost us a whole lot of death and stuff and all that. So you can keep the conversation, your thoughts coming through via the numbers 0706 263 9275 and 0903 939 4427 and 0812 178 9154. Then text messages strictly to 0807 400 9076. Yes, hello.
Hello, Benjamin. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome to Dialogue.
This is William.
William, good to have you on the show.
Yeah. calling from Mengi.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, anyway, it's a right move. They are working on it. But the most important thing is listing them out. And then you will not think again as a Nigerian issue, Nigerian factor. Probably if they want to start protecting them, means their personal interest. Maybe they want to expose my friend or they want to expose my brother. And I also listen to the broadcast of the former chairman. And if you look at most of those people, they are also part of this current government. Now, part of this APC now. So because I just checked the name, one of the names that he called is also in APC now. So if now peradventure they now also list his name at the second time. So what happened? That means he has been identified all this while and he has not been persecuted. So you see that these people are just playing on their mindset because of their personal interest. Because the fact is that this Boko Haram issue later come bandit or whatsoever is not something that it should be toying or joking with. Before you know it will become a national issue like just one that Afghanistan they are facing now. Yes, previously they were joking with those Taliban people, not knowing that one day like this they will take over the country. And now the ladies there and whatsoever, they don't have their freedom as it were before. So we should not joke with this. So if you want to list name, you list their name, then they take out persecution on them. Nobody is above the law. Even in the white country, it was in any area, nobody is above the law. It's not that in Nigeria, you see that they say, okay, somebody like this is being identified. Then the next thing, another party, just because of things that they be defending the person, no, he's not. So it was just because he was among them like a friend, or he just made a statement with them, those kind of things. There was somebody that they called the other day, and he came out and said it was before. I don't want to mention it. He said it was before that he had some affiliation with them. There is a repented person now. What prevention now? They not bring out the name, and then the same person name is still there. As also, and it was even one of international body who said that yes, we've also pinpointed him as before. But it was the matter was taken jokingly. They didn't take the matter serious. So it's just that these people they are playing with us. They are not serious. They don't play with us. If you are serious, these people they are supposed to be perfectly years back. Even when this issue started, even when the French sponsors were named, these people to the war, and then the law take its course. So that they are playing with us. That is just my take on this, Mr. Benjamin.
Thank you very much, Williams. Thank you very much for your contribution. All right, basically that's what it is. Nobody is bigger than Nigeria, so it means nobody is bigger than the law guiding our great country as well. So as such, if there are people that have been found wanting in the issue of sponsoring the insurgency that has bedeviled us for as long as we can, as far back as we can remember, then the person, in fact, there's no two ways. The person should face the book. That's exactly what the people are saying. And for the National Assembly, they are saying, please, if it's one of us, you mention this person because you've already put each and every one of us on the radar. One of them said he was in Ghana, and of course, he was actually molested or probably mistreated by the authorities, and they disregarded his status as a prominent person from Nigeria, and was looking at him as a terrorist sponsor. So it is a very big one, and of course they are calling for the need to sit down with the president and of course get a clarification of who it is. So you keep the calls coming through and keep your contribution very discreet. I keep begging you. Of course, don't, I know some of you want to vent your emotions and anger, but please not on my show, not on this platform. Try as much as possible to put that under control when you call in. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Dialogue.
This is Big Show, please, calling from Mission Road.
Big Show.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You said this is Big Show.
Hello?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Okay, do call back. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Benjamin. Engineer Oche is my name. I'm calling from Trapley Road right now.
All right, Engineer Oche, good to have you on.
Yes. Let me commend the Ghanaian authorities for what they did. You see, it's only in this country when things of such nature happens to ourselves, that is when we wake up to our responsibility. Yes, they...
Oh, Engineer Oche, you have to call us back. Sometimes the network gets jammed sometimes. So try as much as possible to put your call through again. Hello.
Hello, this is Jack from Benin.
Say your name again.
Jack from Benin.
All right, great. Go ahead.
The issue regarding the naming of the naming and shaming, then I think our law is very clear on that. That you cannot, you're proved innocent. Except maybe you have been proved to be guilty by a competent court of jurisdiction. Not just enough to name names. These both saying that you made them.
There has to be a court. There has to be a court process.
Yes, there has to be a court process. The same before we said go to court. Go and challenge them. Why would you mention your name? Why would the government just publish a name like that? Have you been convicted? So we are in a dire situation in this country.
But in the same vein, if you can,
pretense students and hypocrisy is what is playing out here. So we then go and mention the name. Why don't you shame them? Let the government shame them now. People will tell you, take the government to court, go and see the in that situation, let them pass the due process. In this time, people will be exposed. We know that this country must get better, whether they like it or not. Those that want to hold this country will be exposed, they'll be fished out. If they don't get judgment of man, they will get judgment of God. This country must move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello?
Yes, thank you for picking my call again. Good.
Good to have you back, Nyauche. Good to have you back.
Yes. We call it a mere broadcast. The Ghanaian authority, they listen to the broadcast from our own president in Nigeria, yes. And they acted on it in Ghana. Yes. The National Assembly member that was abused or insulted.
Benny Bagba.
Yes, sorry though, but what the Ghanaian authority did is is a welcome development. Have we heard of any news from neighboring countries and we come to our own Nigeria and act in that manner? I could tell you this, no is the answer, Benjamin. You see, in a country where the most protected is now become more vulnerable to attack, to insult, to abuse, I think they are now waking up. There are more statements that will come even from the presidency, from National Assembly members after this very one. Yes, let the loggerhead be done. Let the presidency come out and actually tell, because 400 and some people cannot be suffering for what about 2 or 3 persons are doing in the National Assembly. So let the cat out of the bag. Let's know who is doing what. I think that is the way forward. God bless you, Benjamin.
Thank you. Bless you too, Nyauche. Thanks for calling. Hello? Yes, you're on. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Pastor Joseph. Good morning.
Pastor Joseph, good to have you on Dialogue.
Benjamin, since when Dubai released this name of this terrorist in Nigeria yet? How many months now? Okay, because it has happened to them now. This is why they are overrushing everything. You see, this country has a really long way to go. It is only God that is going to save this country, because there is no truth in this country, honestly. No truth. You say it is God that will, if they announce those people's names, then they will sue federal government to court. Is it not what you just said now?
No, we didn't say that. You didn't listen to that. We just said even the government, before the government can actually accuse them, there's always a status quo in this process, where the government will have to do it in a legal way.
I understand. For how long will it take government now to take them to court?
Well, that's exactly what the president established, that they are gradually making their way to uncovering those behind the sponsors. And he categorically stated that
2023 again.
Well, he raised hopes in people when he actually categorically stated that they are in the National Assembly. At least I think that's a welcome development.
If they are in National Assembly, let him measure the first.
That's what we're waiting for, and that's what we're talking about. So thank you very much for calling. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Tony calling from Adua.
Mr. Tony, good to have you.
I said, giving out the name or mentioning the names of those that are sponsoring Boko Haram will not bring solution to our problem. The word of God declared that God sent His word healed them, delivered them from their destruction. For the past years, we have been telling them that this is the solution to the security challenge that is facing our nation. A man of God tell us to vote Jonathan out for bring solution to our problem. He has been voted out. Has solution come to this, has there been any end to the challenges that is facing our nation? So information given to them in Abuja remains the only solution. Giving us the name will never and can never produce results to the security challenge facing our nation. There is solution to our problem, to the challenges that is facing our nation, but the thing is that we refuse to go for solution, and as long as we continue in disobedience to the voice of God, all these things will continue in our nation. So let us pray that God should touch our leaders to go for solution over the security challenge that is facing our nation. Thank you, and God bless you.
Bless you too, sir. Thanks for calling. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Ben. I called back. In response to the last two callers before this personal call. You know, it's not easy to just not an easy thing to name somebody that is a sponsor. You know, terrorism is a very important thing that you should go and name somebody and the person is not involved when thoroughly investigated. Is very bad. You have got it wrong. So the issue is this. He has already put those people in the National Assembly in a very difficult situation where their image and their integrity is questioned. If you know that you cannot do this thing to really pinpoint to, but then employ these foreign people, they are powerful nations that can do that for you with integrity. They will do it, and then their findings will be correct. Because for you to
the president's power supersedes every other lawmaker's power, my brother.
Yes, I understand that. I understand that. Terrorism is not something that that starts in a day. People that are involved, if you want to really investigate people that are involved, you go into different issues. Their past life, present, financial source of income, whatsoever. These things will be put in place before you now come out and say,
I categorically tell you this: at critical times like this, if your president steps up on Independence Day to make a speech and addresses all Nigerians, telling Nigerians that I am slowly clamping down on the people sponsoring these people, and they are in the National Assembly, it means to a large extent the man has already said he has already known who these people are.
Yes. I will use the word slowly. That slowly there is already indicting the reps, House of Rep members already, because the word slowly, how fast are you working on this issue? Is that something that you take lightly? Slowly there is never going to be in that statement. If you are done with the investigation, then bring the news out. If you are not done, no need of
that probably wasn't the actual word, so let's not quote me on that. But what I'm saying is clamping down on the issue, and it's a gradual process. I think that's how we should.
That's what I want you to understand. It's just a gradual process. It should have even said it in the first place. You are working on it because it's a gradual process. It's not something that will just come up one day.
You mean you should have just waited when it was ready, then he pulls the person out?
Yes. Then you just bring them out. Then we'll see them. You prosecute. That's all. Then we are done with the issue. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. Okay. All right, so that'll be it for calls. Let's quickly take a look at the text message portal and see what we have here. Okay, this one says, good morning, presenter. I am Osazua Gabriel, texting from Benin. You don't know why the president is finding it difficult to mention names. Okay. All right, I think that will be all we can take for dialogue for today. And, well, like we rightfully have put it, as our great nation remains, nobody grows bigger than it. And, of course, if there are people that are behind the crimes that have been on for the past how long, the crimes of killings of innocent Nigerians, bombings, kidnappings, banditry, and need I keep mentioning, Because all these things have one thing in common. All these, however you want to mention it, if it's insurgency, if it's a banditry, if it's kidnapping, they all have one thing in common. They destroy lives and they destroy properties, and they threaten corporate existence. And these are all the things that the government have promised to stand against. And if that remains the case, whoever it is that's been behind it should be brought to book, in all fairness. And that's exactly where we will leave it for today. Tomorrow happens to be another special day right here on Dialogue, and I'm looking forward to having you be a part of the show as usual. And I want to say a very big thank you for always being a part of the show and for always being a part of KU 92.7 FM. I'm Benjamin Kadiri, and I'll see you again. Have yourselves a splendid day, and please don't touch the dial.
Need motivation. Turn on my excitement. 92.7. Everybody knows KU FM. I'm in love with my radio. KU FM. I'm in love with my radio. KU FM. I'm in love with my radio. KU FM. 92.7 is my radio. Start up my day with a KU breakfast. So move to the KU midday. So Radio Tori, Sports Fiesta, KU drive time, and I wrap up my day with the KU night live. KU FM, I'm in love with my radio. KU FM, I'm in love with my radio. KU FM, I'm in love with my radio. 92.7 is my radio.
92.7 KUFM.
From Benin City to the world.
This is 92.7 KUFM News.
It's 10 a.m. Good morning. This is KUFM News Update on the hour. I am Gloria Vitalis. The federal government has proposed to pay the sum of 75,000 naira per semester for undergraduates studying education courses in public institution and 50,000 naira for those who enroll for National Certificate in Education NCE program. The Minister of Education, Adamu, disclosed this on Tuesday during the celebration of the Year World Teachers Day in Abuja. The federal government reintroduces bursary awards. The ministry also noted that it will liaise with the ministries of education in the 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory Education Board, to identify respective courses of study required by each state, after which 150,000 naira will be awarded to undergraduates for 100,000 naira for undergraduates and 100,000 naira for NCE students. As a way of filling the teaching gap in the public schools, Edo State government has unveiled the first batch of Edo supporting teachers to achieve results Edo Star Fellowship Program. The program, which was unveiled on Tuesday at New Era College, targets to recruit 3,000 teachers into public primary schools in the state for a 3-year period before they are subsequently absorbed into the state civil service. The event, which coincided with the 2021 World Teachers' Day, is part of the program designed under the Edo Best 1.0. Police have rescued 10 kidnapped victims who were intercepted by hoodlums in Edo State. The victims were said to have been traveling from one of the eastern states to Abuja when a group of hoodlums suspected to be kidnappers stopped them and took them to a bush in the Okpela area of Edo State. In a statement on Tuesday, the police public relations officer SP Kontongs Bello said operatives of the command, with the help of local vigilantes, swung into action to rescue the victims in the bush. And the Delta State Police Command has intercepted 750 rounds of live cartridges smuggled in a commercial vehicle from Onitsha, the commercial hub of Anambra State, to Asaba, the Delta State capital. The suspect, Ogo Mokwe, caught in possession of live cartridges, was apprehended during a stop and search operation along Inebisi Road by officers of the A Division Asaba Patrol Team. Parading the 20-year-old suspect, Ogo Mokwe, alongside 22 other suspects of different crimes bordering on murder, armed robbery, cultism and cyber fraud, Commissioner of Police Ari Muhammad says the command is out to dislodge armed cartels and proliferation of firearms. And President Muhammadu Buhari will present the 2022 appropriation bill to a joint session of the Senate and House of Representatives on Thursday. The Deputy President of the Senate, Ovie Omoagege, disclosed this on Tuesday in the Senate chamber of the National Assembly in Abuja. He made the announcement while presiding over plenary as the Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, was absent. And finally, the Nigerian Army has launched 3 field training exercises to tackle the security challenges in the 4 geopolitical zones. These exercises, namely Stillwater, Enduring Peace and Golden Dawn, are to be conducted simultaneously in the southeast, south-south, southwest and north-central regions. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, said they will be conducted in collaboration with sister security agencies, including the National Police, Department of State Services, Air Force, Immigration, NDLEA, NSCDC, FRSC, Federal Fire Service, as well as other stakeholders who will provide the necessary support for the exercise. And that's KUFM's news update on the hour. I am Gloria Vitalis, saying thanks for listening. Good morning.
Everybody wants to know more of this and more of that. What is happening around the globe? Me, myself, I want to know. Search no more, 'cause I got good news for you. The best station is knocking on your door. Just sit back and relax, eh? Just sit back and relax. 'Cause all you have to do is tune into 92.7 KUFM. Tune into 92.7